But I mean, how do y'all handle just checking your sales? Because it's more scaling, in my opinion, scaling is more about removing the ego than really anything else. It starts with the ego, your own ego.
Yeah. So for me, I'm in that position of like where you are now. CT is like as far as having a team of like experts in their own spaces. I'm building that. Shout out to Morgan behind the camera. And I think to your point, it really starts with mindset of like, what does scaling look like for me? So again, like everything we're saying, like my mind went through that. Like scaling to me means I could step away. When life happens, I have a team of people who I trust that can pick up the ball and run with it. They can hit me, they can text me, they can call me, but they got it. And so I just kind of like attracted that, right? Started with the job description, started with building, then you bring on people, and then you're like, okay, then it gets real. Then now it's like a constant mindset of, I brought on Morgan because Morgan is a production guru. This is what she does. We're growing and we're learning together. So like, let Morgan do it, right? Like give her the guidance, do what we need to do, have our meeting, and then release the reins. And then I think it's like something magical that happens when you do that and it's working and you're over here working on something totally different and you're like, oh, this is how you start to scale. So it is a mindset. It's an ego release. And it's like, you know what? The job is getting done. If I didn't trust this person, why? I have to trust myself enough to trust that I know how to bring on talent. And if the talent doesn't work, then it's like, no love lost, but we gotta pivot, we gotta shift. So
I feel like it takes a level of like entrepreneurial emotional intelligence
1,000%
to find those people, right? Or connect with them. Like I remember when I met V, we were on a client call. We didn't know each other. And it was the first call. She was just talking, going through her updates and her thing. And I messaged the girl to the side up on me. And I'm like, who is this? Like, who is she? You know what I mean? I was like, immediately I caught it. I was like, oh, we're going to be friends. Like, she's legendary. It's effortless. She's on her ish. And it was a lot to do. It was an overwhelming project. She was managing it so well. And like, we both kind of had the same work ethic, but I knew that immediately. And then that led to like other things. And even some of the team members now that I have similarly to like scaling, I met one of my main consultants at an event that I was doing. I was hosting a workshop for a local organization in DC. And she like came up to me after, you know, everyone's coming up to you like, or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Then she sends me an email. She follows up with her like portfolio and all these things that she works on, all this content she's developed and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you're awesome. And then it just kept growing and her energy was great. Her personality is amazing. She's one of those people that checks in on you personally too. And so that was amazing. Then I have a great graphic designer who works at all hours of the night, which is toxic, but that's me. And it's like, you worked on that last night, you knocked it out like less than 24 hours. I'm not even going to tell the client because they're going to expect that every 24 hours. But I was like, oh, you know, you're amazing. So it is hard to like, you know, find that, but having that intelligence to be like, I see it
1,000%.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like when it comes to bringing on people to the team, you really have to trust your gut instincts. You know, that like vibe check that you do with someone, because you can kind of tell on a call if you're not really feeling somebody or if, you know, maybe, I mean, and it happened, for example, like on some of these calls that we had with like the Notion experts, you know, everyone says that they're an expert. Everyone has their way of going about something. But it's about finding the team that speaks your language so you don't have to translate as much.
Yes.
That's super important because when you're in the thick of it, you don't want to have to be, you know, trying to break everything down in a way.
Don't have time for it.
Yeah, you just don't have time. You don't.
Like,
so yeah, thankfully, you know, I feel like we have a team where we all kind of just get it and we're all on the same page, which is nice.